Hey everybody, thanks for joining me to color. Today we are going to be working on this adorable Dreamland Crafts image called Off to a Flying Start. Hi Sue, happy Thursday to you too. This still isn't in the store, so if you didn't pick up a kit yet, you can head over to the store and grab one because there's still a couple left. Yay, Linda's on time for class, yippee! Thanks for joining me. All right, so let's finish up. Let's see. Let's decide what we're going to do next week. So next week we are going to do this alt new stamp called Hug Me. Isn't he cute? We're going to watercolor him, and I know he doesn't look too complicated, so class shouldn't take too long next week, but we're going to do him. And I did post this on the store blog yesterday, so if you want to head over and check out the store blog, you can get a list of everything you will need to color this little guy if you'd like to color him. And this stamp comes with a whole bunch of other stamps too besides this one. Then the following, or the next week, so that will be the 12th, we are going to do this one, and it's Squidgy and her teddy, and we're going to watercolor her. Isn't she cute? I will try to get this cut out today and in the store, so if you want to pick this kit up, you can, and you can color him. I'm also going to do a Copic one. We're not going to do this for our class. We're going to actually color the watercolor guy, but for the kit, I'm going to put a piece of watercolor paper and a piece of the Neenah paper in there so you can decide which one you want to color. They're both super cute. And since I watercolored this one with some Ranger inks, I turned the coupon for that back on for 50% off. You just use coupon code RANGER and you can get 50% off of inks if you want to pick this kit up and the inks to go with it so that you can color along with me. But again, the kit will come with a piece of paper so you can do the Copic coloring if you also like him. And I'll make sure to put, when I post this to the blog, when it's finished cutting out, I will make sure to do a pin card for both so that in case you want to do this one, you can print off your pin card and use the colors on this. But I thought he was really super cute. So what else? Last week we did the Nivea stamp. So Little Miss Nivea here from Saturated Canary was our stamp prize for last week. So the winner for this is Catherine Elder. Congratulations, Catherine. I hope you love this. I sent you an email already, so if you want to respond to that, I can get this in the mail to you, and you can color. So this week we are going to do the CC Design stamp called Henry, and again, this is a used stamp. I used it for a card kit, so I did use it a couple of times, but he is practically new. So this will be our giveaway this week. If you'd like to enter the giveaway for this, I put a link down in the bottom of the description box. You just click on the little link and do whatever it tells you, and you could be the winner next week of Henry. So that's what we're doing. I also am still doing the 25% off everything in the store until next Wednesday. So if you want to do that, the coupon code for that is YouTube. So Y-O-U-T-U-B-E. I said it wrong last week, so this week we're going to make sure we get that straight. So that's what we're going to be doing. But today we're going to be working on this cutie. All right, so let me get my little guy out. So we're going to color him. And let's blow him off. He's got a bunch of little fuzzes on him. And let's see, let's go down. I think I finally got it straight where I can go in the right direction today. Hi Dee. Hi Poland81. Glad you could join us. All right, so let's go back. I think I'm going to pull out just a little bit there. All right, so I got my directions. And in case you ordered this kit already, I noticed on the directions that I put in the list that you need E37. You do not need that. You need E47, but it is down here in the bottom in the right order down here. I just mistyped it. So in case you are looking at your directions and that's not what you want. So we're going to start out by flipping the directions over, and we're going to go with BG 000 and quadruple 0 for our background. Okay, so we're going to start with our BG 000. Make sure I got the right one. And for that, I'm just going to do down here underneath of his wings. So I'm just going to brush right away underneath of his wings and then down here next to his outfit. Nothing too fancy. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I'm going to kind of go even with this side. So I went over here to his boot, so I'm going to go to his boot over here, to his knee over here. And then we're going to add BG quadruple 0. So I'm going to go right over the top of the previous color. And you can pull out as far as you want. I'm just brushing it along. And I brought it down about to the end of his boot here. And then over here, we're going to do the same thing. Let's pull away from his body. But we want to go to the other side, so we're going to go all the way around. And I tend to go a little bit more up here over his hat. And over the top of the wing. We'll just connect it with this one down here. Nothing too fancy for that. All right, so we're going to go on to the skin next. So we're going to use 11, 21, 00, and for his cheeks I'm going to use R20 and 30. And since his hair only has one color, which is E31, I'm going to grab that too, so I don't have to dig for it later. Put all this stuff out here. He doesn't have too much of his skin showing. We're just going to do E11. And for that, we're going to go, move my hand here a little bit. I'm going to go underneath of his hair. And down the side of his little hat. I think I'll go a little bit more on this side. Next, we're going to add E21. So I like to brush over the top of my E11. And I'm going to bring that around this side. And then we're going to fill it in with our E00. See, not too much today. And for his cheeks, we're going to do R20. And over here, I'm going to go away from his hat. He's got a little bit more cheek showing on this side. And then we'll soften it with R30. And I think I'm going to give it a little bit more pink, so let's do R20 again. And then let's do our E00 over his face for a second coat. And I better do inside his mouth too, huh? So let's do R20 first. Did I put that down? See, I didn't put this on the directions either. I better add that in there. We're gonna do R20. And then R30. And then nothing fancy for his hair. I'm just gonna fill that in with my E31. because there's just a little bitty bit showing up here. Nothing too fancy. So what are you girls all up to this week? Hi, Trish. Thanks for joining us. Oh, you're having a problem with the distress ink, so that will be fun. Next week, we're going to be coloring the Hug Me little guy, and you can use distress inks for that. I'm going to use my Gambay Tombow watercolors, but you can use the distress inks with that too. And don't forget, if you need some, to go and use the coupon for that. All right, so we're going to do his boots next. So we're going to need W8, 6, and 4. So for this, we're going to use boots, gloves, glasses, and his scarf. So we got quite a few we're going to do with this. So we're going to start with W8. And for his boots, let's turn him a little bit. For his boots, I'm going to go right along the sole, but on the boot, not the sole. And then we're going to come up the back, and it's bent right here, so I'm going to add a little bit longer line. And then we'll bring this up the side. Like that. And then for this boot, we're going to do, I'm going to color the laces a different color, so I'm going to go behind the laces. And then the front of his boot. And then again along the sole. Whoops. Next we'll add W6. My pin's got a fuzz on it. Let's peel that off. And then for this boot, I'm going to go right up to the laces. And then we'll take W4 to fill it in. So I'm also going to do the sole. And depending on how dark you wanted your boots, you could go over to second coat. I'm going to go ahead and leave those. They're looking pretty good. Next, we're going to go with, let's do a scarf next. So for that, we're going to start with W8. And let's see, he's got, his scarf comes around. So this is part of his scarf. And then what was this? I called this some part of his jacket, I think. So I'll skip that. And then we're going to come down. This way. And he's got a little wrinkle right here. I'm just going to go ahead and go to the end with that. And then where this one folds over the top, I'm going to go over there. And this little part right here goes down into a valley, so I'm going to bring this up, kind of straighten it out here, like this. And then for his scarf, this is part of his, I'm going to call that part of his hat that goes underneath of his chin, but this is part of the scarf. Then we're going to go with W6. I'm going to cover in this little section here underneath of his hat. And then we'll fill it in with W4. So far, so good. All right, so let's go up here and we'll do his glove and his hat. So again, or his glasses. So I'm gonna start with my W8. And for his hand over here, he's got the handle for that he's holding onto his wing, so I don't want to color that. I'm gonna do right here and along his coat. And then for this side, we're gonna do the bottom of his thumb. And then the bottom section of his glove over here. And for his glasses, let's do a little dab on the strap. And then we're going to go right along the bottom of the middle and along the bottom of the glasses. It wasn't so bad, Linda, once you got started. And then we do W6, but sometimes, like I said, it's like, is that part of his hat? You got to kind of look at it. Usually I'll get done coloring and I'll be like, oh, that isn't what that's supposed to be. Does that happen to you girls? Or am I just the only one? And these glasses are really small, so be careful going around that. Okay, and then we're going to fill it in with our W4. Okay, and then for the inside, we need W1 and 0. So let's do W1 first. And I'm going to do down here where this line is and just kind of brush up a little bit past that line. And then later you could put some glossy accents on that. I don't think I put it on mine. Nope, I didn't, but I should. I'll probably add that now that I thought of it. And then we'll fill it in with W00. But you could put some glossy accents on his glasses there and they'd be shiny. I still think, Dee, that those were pine needles. You're not going to convince me those were feathers. I still think they were pine needles. All right, so next, let's work on these wings up here. So for that, we will need E18, 39, 15, 55, and 51. Okay, so I'm going to start with E18. And I'm going to keep this. Let's see. Let's do this side over here by his arm first. So let's go over here. He's got kind of like the little band that runs down the center of his wing here. So I'm going to kind of go around this little latch thing there. And then we want to pull away from his arm. And then I'm going to kind of pull a little bit away from his body too. Up till there's a little rim here on the edge that I'm going to leave for the very lightest color, so I'm not going to color up in there. But right down here, this little seam is supposedly going to go through. So I'm going to go ahead and color underneath of his arm because this is wing down here. And then I'm going to brush a little bit along the bottom of his hand. I think I'll bring this line out just a little bit to this line that comes up. And then I'm going to come over here. So for this side, we're going to do the same thing. So let's brush. Remember, we're going to leave this for the lightest color, that little thing on the top. So let's brush away from his body. And this, I don't know what this is in here, so I'm going to color that in. I'm going to assume that's part of the wing still. It's kind of small. And then I'm going to go up the inside right here. And then again, down here is some wing. So let's go. I'm going to color that middle section in with something else, so I'm going to leave that. And then again over here, you're going to have the bracket that's holding the wing handle. And we're going to go around his arm, or his hand. And then we're going to pull this along the bottom of the wing out to this first little bolt right here. Yeah, that's right, Mr. HeathersHobbieHaven. I'm always right. All right, so next we're going to do E39. So let's start over here. And over here, we're going to go clear across. And then I'm going to pull this color away from his hand, and we're going to come up the other side of this little bracket thing. Whatever that's called. The little bracket thing. That's what it's called now. And then let's go up to the other side of the little bracket thing. And I think I'll bring this up just a little bit. Yes. And then over here, whoops, knocked over my thing. See, yes, dear. That's whatever he says. No matter what, it's just yes, dear. He's silly. All right. So let's pull away from this line. And then over here for this side, we will go, oh, let's pull it along the seam a little bit too. How many of you girls got into were able to grab one of the Christmas Penguin Christmas Sweetheart kits that was a shaker card that I just put on the store last week? Because it's gone. So next we're going to be working on, the next Christmas card kit is going to be penguins building a snowman. So I'm going to work on that this week. So if you are interested in that, make sure to keep a lookout for it, because they're not lasting. I think the only Christmas card kits I have left are Winter Wonder. So Winter Wonder, I don't know why that one's not very popular. So E15, I still got a couple of those left. And then I have a couple from last year that are left over. So a couple of Magnolia ones. So whenever you see a Christmas card kit, you want to make sure, if you like it, not to wait, because it was all gone. And I would even make more of the little shaker one up, but I ran out of the little shaker bits, so it's not going to happen. But maybe one of our next ones could be a shaker card with a different colored shaker bits. Okay, so over here, but I have a few more in my color box. go around this bolt. And I'm going to bring it up over the top of this bolt on this side too. Okay, so for this color, I think that I will, on this little panel thing here, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of this underneath of his hand and on top of his hand. And then I'm going to go down kind of this right side of that panel. E55. A pop-up card. Oh, Mr. HeathersHobbieHaven is going to be doing a pop-up card. That'll be so nice. How many of you would like to see that happen? E55. I'd love to see that. I don't know what a pop-up card is. What's a pop-up card? Okay, let's go ahead and cover up this little bolt. And I'm going to add a little bit of this line for his little strap there on his wing. They might want to. You never know about these things, honey. They might want to watch you make something. It wouldn't be pretty. I'm going to fill this side in. And then we'll add some to the strap, to the little strap there. I'm going to cover in down here. And then up here, I'm going to go across all of this, cover up that bolt. And it's looking kind of patchy, so we're probably going to have to go over this again. But now we're going to add E51. And we're going to fill in this top section up here. We'll see what we can do over here first. Okay, for this wing, I'm going to go all the way across. Okay, that looks pretty terrible. Let's go and we're going to do a second coat because that looks very, very bad. We're going to have to add some stuff here to make sure that. Okay, so, all right, so we're going to go with E18. Yeah, it could be a comedy video. He'd probably be better than you think. He's pretty, that Mr. HeathersHobbieHaven's pretty resourceful. He's been researching lights this week. We decided we needed to upgrade our lights in here. So, because the ones I've got are like huge. So we're trying to make them a little bit smaller, but more efficient. Then we'll go with E39. Now we're going to go right on top of our, what was that, E18. I forgot what it was. And we're going to pull past that. I'm going to go this time a little bit past where I colored the very first time. I'm kind of using a little bit of a quicker stroke, so I barely touch down on that paper and flick away from it so that it's not using quite as much ink as it did. Oh, I want to say the first time. I'm being a little bit quicker with my brushing, so it's not sitting there quite as long. All right, now we're going to go with E15. So we're going to touch down on top of E39. And again, we're going to brush. And remember, I'm brushing just a little bit faster. And then we'll go with E55. Now I'm going a little bit slower, giving that ink just a second to soak in. So I'm pulling it straight across, and I'm just giving it an extra second. I'm not being quite so quick with my flicking. And then we'll go with E51. And again, I'm going to go all the way across. Even over here where I did fill it in, I'm going to go over that again. I should probably do this top part up here too. Let's darken that up a little bit. So what's happening is I'm picking up just a little bit of this ink from my other stuff, and it's going kind of with it a little bit over here into this light spot. I still don't know if I'm loving that. Let's see, E55. Let's see what we can do with this. This is kind of looking a little patchy over here. Okay, he looks better there. Not too bad. Let me turn him up a little bit. There we go. All right, let me see what's going on over here. I better read the chat since I was busy trying to fix those wings. Yes, he has already been on screen. He's just he fixes all kinds of stuff all the time. And I tried to do the wings so that they were, because he's wearing a brown outfit. His hat's going to be brown and his coat's going to be brown. So I tried to make the wings a different color so that you would really see them, how they would kind of float up there. So before I forget, you girls, I'm wearing a gorgeous lipstick today, and I'm having a Lippy Scents party over on my Facebook page. So if you'd like to get in on that, I put a link at the bottom of the description box. But today I am wearing 2 coats of strawberry shortcake. Isn't it great? And 1 coat of Lexi Berry. And then I put on top of that this glossy lip gloss stuff. But this stuff stays on all day. It's smudge proof. You just stick it on and you're good to go all day. So if you love lipstick, there's a link down in the description box, and I'm going to close the party probably tomorrow morning sometime. I don't want to torture the poor girl with forever of waiting for my party to close. I have like 10 Facebook friends, so I told her I would make sure to mention it during the YouTube video so that everybody maybe would come get some lipstick. So I've done my part. Yay! All right, so we're going to head on to do his coat and his hat. So we're going to need E49, 44, 43, and 42. let's start with his hat. So I'm not going to use 49 for that. We're going to start with E44. They are not flavored. They sound like they should be, huh? Strawberry shortcake is kind of like this, pink color. And then Lexi Berry, which is perfect because my daughter's name is Lexi. It's kind of a purplish pink color. But I think there's 36 or 39 different colors. And what I like about it is you can, like I said, I have on 2 different kinds today, but you could put one coat on and then another coat of something else, and you get a totally different look than you would if you used just this strawberry shortcake one compared to this. So you get these 2 plus whatever you layer them, you can get more different colors. So it works pretty good. I really like it. I ordered some blackberry yesterday, or she's sending me some blackberry. It's black, so I can't wait for that to get here. I'm a Halloween baby, so that's perfect for me that I will be wearing black lipstick. So maybe next week for the video I can show you that. So today we're going to start with E44 for our hat. So we're going to go with, I'm going to color this little strap here first. And then we're going to go underneath of his face. I'm going to finally color in this little section here that's, maybe that was supposed to be, and some of these hats have like some kind of thing on inside. I think they do. I'm just going to color mine in. Okay, then over here, let's go up the inside, and then I'm going to go underneath of his glasses and around the strap. And then on this side, we're going to go with, and there's some little lines right here, so I'm going to make sure to pull it over the top of those. And this is the other side of the strap for the other side of, like over here. And then up here, let's go along the top of the glasses. And then let's do this little line here in the middle of his hat too. Like so. Then, to match your shoes. Mr. HobbieHaven, you do not need to have any, you wear boots all day. I'm sure there's some great brown out there for that. I know, I love Abby from NCIS, so next week, black will definitely be the thing to go with. So we'll go with E43. They also have one that's called Fly Girl. It's like this really dark red. So that's on my wish. I have a whole bunch on my wish list. It's not going to happen overnight. But it is really good lipstick. Not all kidding aside, it is really good. I really like it. But I can totally see that Fly Girl and the black lipstick being my go-to color here. So then we're going to fill in his hat with E42. I haven't watched NCIS in like forever and a day. I'm assuming it's still on. I'm going to have to go check. I guess today when I'm cutting out the Squidgy and her Teddy, I'll be binge watching NCIS on Netflix. Okay, so his hat. I'm not loving that, so I'm going to give it a second coat, because it needs to be a little bit darker. We can't have his hat be that light. It needs to be darkened up. No, I can kiss Mr. HobbieHaven. It's smudge proof, and it will still be on me, not on him. E43. Like I said, you can eat lunch with this stuff on. You have to remember occasionally to put the little glossy stuff on sometime during the day because it gets a little dry. But the lipstick will stay on there all day within reason. You know, if you're eating chili or something and licking your lips a lot, then it's not going to stay on there all day. But yesterday I put it on after I got ready, so about 10 o'clock, and I still had it on last night at 8. So it was still making the day. Okay, my hat's got a little thing right here. Let's go over this again, right here. I'm just going to give that a couple of extra brushes. And I think right here. Like so. All right, so now we're going to run down here and we're going to do, let's see. Say what enter Teddy. So let's do, the mailman must be here. The dogs are freaking out. So next week, let's have a quick commercial. Let's take a quick break. So next week, we are going to do this cute Hug Me image by Alt New. And I have this in the store if you'd like to go grab it. I put a post. This was yesterday's blog post. So if you want to go and, here, let me go up a little bit. Everything I put down in the description of the blog post, everything you need to make this card. And we're going to do this one with Gonzai Tombow watercolors. You could also do the watercoloring with the Ranger inks that are still on sale. Just use coupon code RANGER for 50% off. So if you want to do that. So this is what we're doing next week, which is the 5th. Let me see what I did with my paper. Yes, the 5th. And then the following week on the 12th, we are going to do this, Squidgy and her Teddy. And I'm going to cut this out today and it'll be in the store by the end of the day if you want to go pick her up. But this card kit, I'm going to put a piece of watercolor paper in so that you can color with me during class, or you can use your Copic. So I'll put a piece of Neenah in there too, so that in case you hate watercoloring, I don't know who does, but some people do, you can do the Copic coloring. And then I will put at the end of the blog post, I will put a pin card for both of these. So if you want to do the Copic coloring, you can just print out the pin card and you can do the Copic coloring. So that should be pretty fun. So this was all colored with Ranger inks. So there'll be a list of those on the blog post when I post it. So you can pick those up for the 50% off if you don't have them, and with your card kit. The E stands for, I don't know, I think it stands for Earth Tones for the Copic markers. Oh, see, D's on it. She knows, Earth Tones. All right, so let's move down here and we'll do his jacket next. So for that, we are going to start with E49. And let's zoom back down. Sorry, don't mean to make you dizzy. Okay. So she is pretty cute, the little squidgy guy, the squidgy girl. And she comes with, oh, here, let me get the card again, sorry. The card comes with this, the kit does, or the stamped image comes with this giant girl, and then it has another smaller teddy girl in the package. So you've got this little one, and then you got this big one, and then you get the sentiment. So this time I was like, I have to figure out what I can do with this little one. So I thought this would be perfect. So that was my cute idea. And I actually found somebody over on the Stampin' Bella blog had done a card like that with a little background thing. And I'm like, oh, we are so doing that. So see, I borrowed that from their blog. So E49. We are going to do, I'm going to do his jacket sleeves a lighter color. So we're going to use this down here. Let's see, this is going to be a sleeve. Let's go a sleeve right here. So we're going to go right down underneath the scarf and then along the inside where his little buttons are. Like this. And then same for this side. Let's go right next to the scarf. And then down this little seam for the buttons. And then I want to go along the bottom. And then I'm going to do these little stripes or these little lines that are there. And I probably should do a little bit right next to the scarf too. On this side. Oh, and right here. Then we are going to do E44. The little smaller one would be a perfect size on that Teddy and Squidgy and Teddy for a tag. And I seen someone else, I was doing a Google search to see what everybody was doing with it, and they had one where she'd made a little box. It was really cute. So she had the bigger girl on the top of the box, and then she had the littler girl inside the box. It was really cute. And that's where I got the watercolor idea. I'm like, oh, we could watercolor her. And then I don't know if this was part of the hat or not, but I'm going to color this in right here. I don't know what that little space is. We're just going to color that in. Okay, and then we're going to do E43 to color in this bottom section. And I'm going to go right over this button, or this badge. And I'm probably going to give it a second coat, so let's do a little bit over here. And then let's do a little bit on his jacket, sleeves. And then when we come back, we will do our second coat. And then we'll do E42. I've never heard of those pins from Kraft before. I'll have to look them up. I have like watercolor pencils and my distress inks. I have the Gonzai Tambi watercolors. What is this? That, I don't know what that is either. Skip that. And then I have some other just watercolors too, but I love watercoloring. It's fun. Okay, so we're going to go with our second coat. I'm going to skip 49 because that's really dark. And I think there's plenty of that down here. So I'm going to go with E44. See if we can soften this up just a little bit. And I think I'll add a little bit to this little badge right here. Oh, and here's a badge up here too. Let's add a little bit right here before I forget. And then, oh, I have the Zig Clean Color brush markers too. We'll have to do something with those. I've only used them a couple of times, so I need to practice. And then this, we can do our second coat over here. And then we'll go over that with our E42. He's adorable. Hobby Lobby probably has. Do they have like coupons too? I know it's. I'm assuming Hobby Lobby is like, oh, hobby stuff. Sorry. You go to we don't have a Michael's by us. It's like an hour away from us, but that would be a good place to get some stuff like that, because then you can use a coupon for like 40% off or whatever. So do the Poland 81, do the Do Craft ones, they're like Zig markers. How do you like them? Are they good? Yes, I have the Zig Clean Color markers. Oh, that's a ways off. So you probably are limited on this stuff. You have to have everything probably shipped in if you in the Netherlands to compared too. I know shipping out of getting stuff internationally is very expensive. I can't believe how expensive shipping is. Yeah, so that's what I thought. Hobby Lobby probably has coupons like our Michaels does. They have coupons. But like I said, Michaels for me is an hour away. So I have to drive clear over there. So it's not worth it to get the 40% off for one thing. If I lived in town, yeah, I'd be there every day going like, oh, I need to get this. And oh, that's probably why it's a good thing I don't live right there. Because, you know, it's bad enough that I have online shopping. But I know international shipping is really expensive. So we're going to go with our pants. We're going to use YG 97, 95, 93, and E49. And I'm going to start with YG 97. So now we're going to go with, let's go right next to this side. He's got a little bit of the other side of his pants showing. So I'm going to go right down the seam here. And then under his jacket. And this is really dark, so you're not going to want to use a whole bunch. I'm just using a little bit, kind of making a little line. And then we're going to go, here's a little wrinkle right here. So let's go right next to his jeans or his boots. And up the back of his pants. And then down here, you can see his other leg. And then we'll go with YG 95. And I'm going to brush this about halfway. I'm going to color this leg in. And then we have YG 93. D, are you opening a shop? And we'll do E49. You can come shop in my closet. I still need to take pictures for that. I'm still cleaning out my closet. So now we're going to go with E49. Did I put the other pin? Oh, look at there. I put the other end on this one. We're going to cheat. And I'm going to use this side of my pin and draw some little lines. But even though it's got this fine tip on there, you still have to be quick. You don't want to leave your pin sitting there because it's going to suck up ink. So I'm just going to give it a couple of little lines. His pants are going to have stripes. So we're going to go like this. Whoops, I went a little too far on that one. And then over here, let's go ahead and do this pant leg in the back. And then for his pants here, we're going to go, and I'm going to keep them pretty simple. We're going to go straight. So we're going to go up. And I'm trying to be very careful with my lines. I don't want to hold my pen there too long because, like I said, it will suck up ink. Whoops. And then we'll have a big blobby mess. There, and he's got some stripes on his pants. That's true. You could do the colorless blender too. Do some little lines with the colorless blender. I just thought this time I would branch out and do a little bit darker lines. But you can do them with the brush side too. So don't think you can't, because you just have to be quick. Okay, so we're going to give him something to stand on. We're going to use E47, 44, and 43. And I'm going to go with E47 first. Whoops, lid's getting away. Okay, so he's going to be running. And so I want his shadow to go out a little bit more. So let's do like just a little bit in front of his boot. Oops, try not to color his boot. And then I'm going to bring my shadow out like this. And then I tend to just put some stripes in here like so. He's running, he's quick. Then we'll add E44. Whoops, here I gotta go up. Sorry about that. Here, let me go up a little bit. Helps if you can see it. Okay, so E44. Let me make sure it's caught up there. Okay, there. The tips for the small end, I want to say they are, I'm looking, I think they're $5.95. You get 3 each, 3 in a packet. So if you want some, Sue, let me know. And I have I only have a few in the store, but I'm slowly switching mine over. So I have a bunch of boxes just sitting there because you need 1,000,002 through packages. But I can order some more if you decide to go with that. So then we're going to go with E44. And again, I'm just going to go with some stripes. So I'm just going to, I think I'll put my paper on top of a paper, so that in case I color off, I don't color my board. What's this? Evidently I touched the ink and it wasn't dry, and I got a little smudge right there. Or I have something on my arm. Okay, and then we're going to add E43. And I think I'll come back with another coat of my E47. He's just got some messy dirt he's running on. I know you need to, I think that the little castle is going to go right there, and that will cover that little smudge up. But I think what I did is I touched up here, this really dark stuff was kind of a little tacky, and I think I got a little bit on my arm or my hand, and then I touched the paper right here. But that's okay. All right, so there is our guy all colored up. So let's put him together. Okay, I'm going to go up. Okay, so you got all this stuff in here. So for these little parts here, for the castle and the words, I used some Ranger Distress ink in Walnut stain to just go around the outside so that they're a little bit distressed. So you're going to have to do that if you picked up a kit. I stamped an extra one in case I messed it up. So put that over there. And then you got the little line. Okay, let's put all this stuff over here. Okay, so I always make sure when I start my card that it's opening the right direction, because otherwise I would be the one to put it on upside down. So first up, you're going to put this little piece of mustard. I call it mustard color. You can also use the red if you like the red. It's really cute. But we're going to go with this. And if you guys picked up a kit and you finished it and you want to send me a picture, I would love to see it. I always enjoy seeing everyone else's coloring. Okay, so I'm going to put this on like so. Nothing too fancy. Next is the little brown plaid piece. Or, well, you're not going to be able to use the back of this because it's got cards unless I actually cut it on the right area. Or you like that look. If you got lucky, I might have cut it so that it actually hit a card. Sometimes that happens. Not always. Next, we have the little piece of dots, and you can use the doilies on the back if you prefer, or the circles. So you can get a whole different card just by flipping all the papers over to the other side. All right, and this one we're gonna go, I want it to hang off down here. So let's see, how about like this? Next is stripes, or you can use the doilies with the flowers. Oh, you're right. It's probably, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, what is this? It's kind of, it's ochre. That's perfect. That would be the perfect color for that. Okay, let me see if I can kind of, so this piece lines up with the card front. So it's supposed to fit on there. My card base needs to be cut right here. It's obviously not straight. I need to fix that. Next up is our guy. Okay, and he is going to go. He's running downhill this time. Okay, let's have it be. I think last time I put this little stripey piece up more, but that's okay. We're going to go like this. Okay, and then let's do the castle next. And so for that, I brought in some liquid glue because that tape runner's not going to, you'll be able to see it through all the little holes. So we're going to liquid glue it up. No pop dots this week. So this, we're going to go. We're just going to strategically place it so that it will cover up that little smudge. And look there. Ta-da! It did. And then we're going to put the top on our castle. To turn my castle around here. And this time, I want to make sure it's not sticking off the edge over here too much because it's got to fit in the envelope. So I'm going to go with like this. So that may be something you consider too, is you have a little bit of play inside the envelope, but if you stick it off, you know, a ½ an inch, it's not going to go into your envelope. Okay, next we're going to have this little bitty, stick. And this was a Magnolia doohickey die. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was, event flags. And this was a doohickey castle die. All right, so we're going to put this right, thinking right here. Tap that down. Next, we're going to do today. And this sentiment was from the Penny Black Sweet Wishes stamp set. I'm thinking maybe I need to squish it down a little bit more here. Okay, I'm not going to mush it too much because I might need to move it for this one. Nope. And then this is going to go right on top of this. And let's mush it. The castle would be cute on a Halloween card too. I actually just ordered the Stampin' Bella She's on a broom, the little witch that's on a broom. So if that gets here in time, maybe I'll whip out another Halloween card, depending on if it shows up in time for me to do that. But it was really cute. I couldn't resist. If not, it'll be in next year's color box. All right, so there is our Off to a Flying Start card, all colored up. Again, you could add some glossy accents up here to his glasses to make them a little bit shiny, but I didn't put any anything else on there. There was no like glitter or none of that. I thought this would be the perfect guy card. You know, guys, you can't add a bunch of sparkles and stuff. Well, you can, but I try to refrain from it. All right, so there's our card this week. Remember next week that we are going to be doing this one called Hug Me, and that's available. This stamp's available over in the store if you want to pick it up. So that's next week on the 5th. And then on the 12th, we're going to be doing Squidgy and her Teddy, and I'm going to finish cutting this out today, and I will get that into the store in case you want to go pick that up in time for it to be here for class. We're going to watercolor it, but you will get a piece of paper in case you want to do the Copic coloring instead in your kit. So you're going to get watercolor paper and the Neenah in your kit. So whichever you prefer to do, you can. The little sentiment here I embossed with some white embossing powder, so if you don't have that, make sure to pick that up too. Don't forget that we also are doing the drawing for our Henry stamp, so if you want to get the Henry stamp, click on the link down in the description box, and you can enter the drawing to win him. If you love lipstick, make sure to head over to the link and grab some Lippy Scents. Tasha can answer all of your questions for that. Really good lipstick. So... oh, there's so many cards in my color box, guys. You have no idea. I have boxes of stamps sitting around waiting for me to color. So I'm hoping to do, to pick some out. So if you have one that you're looking at and you're wishing for, feel free to email me at HeathersHobbieHaven.com and I can look in the box and see if it's in there. So, you know. Yes, don't forget, if you want to have this, she's really cute. So as soon as she goes in the store, I'm assuming, remember, it's just me. I only cut out a few of these kits. I don't cut out 200 kits. I cut out maybe 6, 8 kits. So when they're gone, they're gone. I'm not going to cut out anymore. This one's pretty simple, and a lot of times I don't have the paper, any more paper, so I can't make more of the kits. If I do, I will sometimes order the stamp if I'm ordering more of the stamps from the same company, because you have to have a minimum order, so I can't order $400 worth of stamps to get 2 more of these little stamps. I hope you understand. But if you like it, don't wait. Go grab one. Don't forget the giveaway. So I hope you guys all had fun today coloring. If you have a question, make sure and leave me a comment and I'll make sure to get back to you. And if you have a request for a future class, make sure to leave it down below in the comments too. I'm happy to add that to my list and work on it. And I have tons of coloring stuff, so if I have it, I'm willing to try it out. That's not a problem. Otherwise, I guess we will see you next Thursday at noon to color Hug Me. Unless you're going to join me tonight at 7:30 to finish up our Create 2 Bible journaling kit. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Bye, guys. Have a great day.